How to fix Valorant VAN9001 error due to invalid signature detected when enabling secure boot. Welcome back to Tenabalta. Today, we delve into a critical issue plaguing many Valorant players: the VAN9001 error, particularly when it stems from an invalid signature detected message during secure boot activation. This error often manifests when users attempt to enable secure boot, a prerequisite for Riot Games' Vanguard anti-cheat system on Windows 11, only to be met with a stubborn refusal from their UEFI firmware. Understanding this complex interaction between your operating system, BIOS/UEFI settings, and game security is crucial for a successful resolution. Our comprehensive guide will navigate you through a series of deep technical solutions, from fundamental BIOS configurations to advanced system integrity checks, ensuring you can return to the tactical shooter battlefield without compromise. We aim to meticulously address the underlying causes of signature detection failures, which typically involve discrepancies in secure boot key management or an improperly configured UEFI environment, providing you with actionable steps to resolve this persistent problem. Verify secure boot status via msinfo32. Begin by confirming your system's current secure boot state directly from Windows. Press Windows key plus R, type msinfo32, and hit Enter to open system information. Within this utility, locate the secure boot state entry. It must explicitly show On for Valorant to function correctly. If it displays Off or Unsupported, even after attempting to enable it, this indicates a deeper configuration conflict within your UEFI/BIOS settings or the operating system's interaction with them. Documenting this initial state is vital for understanding subsequent troubleshooting steps. Confirm BIOS mode is UEFI. The VAN9001 error often correlates with an incorrect BIOS mode. Secure boot exclusively operates within the Unified Extensible Firmware Interface (UEFI) environment. Check the BIOS mode entry in msinfo32 to ensure it explicitly states UEFI. If it shows Legacy or CSM, your Windows installation might not be compatible with secure boot, requiring conversion of your boot drive partition style from MBR to GPT. This fundamental check is paramount before proceeding with other secure boot configurations. Disable CSM, Compatibility Support Module. The Compatibility Support Module, CSM, allows UEFI firmware to emulate a legacy BIOS environment, which directly conflicts with secure boot. Access your motherboard's UEFI/BIOS settings during boot up, usually by pressing F2, Del, or F10. Navigate to the boot or security section and ensure CSM is completely disabled. This step forces your system to operate purely in UEFI mode, which is a prerequisite for a functional secure boot implementation and avoiding signature conflicts. Ensure proper BIOS setting saving. A common oversight is failing to properly save changes made within the UEFI/BIOS interface before exiting. After disabling CSM, enabling secure boot, or modifying any other relevant setting, always navigate to the Save and Exit or Exit Saving Changes option. Do not simply power off your system, as this will discard all temporary changes and prevent the secure boot configuration from taking effect. Confirming the save action is critical to applying your desired settings. Restart and recheck secure boot. After making and saving changes in your UEFI/BIOS, perform a full system restart. It is imperative to allow the system to fully boot into Windows before checking the secure boot status again via msinfo32. This restart cycle ensures that the new BIOS settings are properly initialized and propagated to the operating system. If the invalid signature detected error persists upon saving, proceed to more advanced key management steps. Access BIOS/UEFI firmware settings. The most direct route to resolving the invalid signature detected error begins by entering your motherboard's UEFI/BIOS firmware settings. This is typically achieved by pressing a specific key, such as DEL, F2, F10, or F12, immediately after powering on your computer. Consult your motherboard's manual if you are unsure of the correct key, as timely access is crucial before the operating system begins to load. This environment is where all secure boot configurations are managed. Navigate to Secure Boot section. Once inside the UEFI/BIOS interface, locate the section dedicated to Secure Boot settings. This is commonly found under Boot, Security, or Authentication tabs, depending on your motherboard manufacturer. The naming conventions may vary: e.g., boot configuration, security options, but the core purpose remains to control the integrity verification process during system startup. Identifying this section is the next logical step. Set Secure Boot to Custom Mode. Many UEFI firmware implementations offer different secure boot modes, such as Standard or Custom. If available, switch your secure boot mode to Custom. This often unlocks advanced options related to secure boot key management, which are necessary to address signature detection failures. This mode allows for manual intervention in the key enrollment process. Locate Restore Factory Keys or install default secure boot keys. Within the Custom Secure Boot section, look for an option to restore factory keys, install default secure boot keys, or reset to default secure boot keys. This function re-enrolls the default platform and Microsoft keys. An invalid signature detected error frequently implies corrupted, missing, or improperly configured secure boot keys, which this step aims to rectify. This ensures the system has valid cryptographic signatures to verify boot components. Execute key restoration and confirm No if prompted to exit without saving. Select and execute the Restore Factory Keys option. Some BIOS versions might present a warning asking if you want to exit without saving. In such a case, always select No to proceed with the key restoration internally before saving the overall BIOS settings. This ensures the factory keys are properly reinitialized and embedded into the firmware's trust anchor. Failure to do so might mean the key reset is not actually performed, leading to persistent errors. Save changes and exit BIOS. After restoring the factory secure boot keys, ensure you navigate to the Save and Exit option within your UEFI/BIOS. Confirm that you want to save the configuration changes before rebooting your system. This action commits the newly re-enrolled secure boot keys to the firmware's persistent memory, allowing them to take effect on the next boot cycle. Proper saving is crucial for the modifications to be recognized. Re-enter BIOS and set Secure Boot to Standard Mode. Immediately after the system restarts from the previous step, re-enter your UEFI/BIOS settings. Navigate back to the Secure Boot section, and this time, change the Secure Boot mode from Custom back to Standard. This locks in the newly restored factory keys under the Standard policy, ensuring that the system operates with verified boot components. This transition from Custom to Standard mode finalizes the Secure Boot configuration. Resave and exit BIOS. Once Secure Boot is set back to Standard, save your changes one final time and exit the UEFI/BIOS. Allow your system to boot into Windows completely. Upon successful boot, check MSINFO32 again to confirm that Secure Boot state now displays on. This multi-step key restoration process is often the most effective remedy for the invalid signature detected error. Update your motherboard BIOS/UEFI firmware, crucial solution. If the key restoration steps fail to resolve the invalid signature detected error, updating your motherboard's BIOS/UEFI firmware is frequently the ultimate solution, as confirmed by many users. Outdated firmware can have bugs or lack proper support for secure boot key management. Visit your motherboard manufacturer's official website, download the latest stable BIOS version for your specific model, and follow their provided update instructions meticulously. BIOS updates can improve compatibility, fix bugs, and enhance security features, directly addressing the underlying cause of signature validation issues. Verify Windows installation type, GPT for UEFI. For secure boot to function, your Windows installation must be on a drive partitioned using the GUID partition table, GPT scheme, as opposed to master boot record, MBR. You can check your disk's partition style in Disk Management. Right-click the Start button, select Disk Management, then right-click your OS drive, Disk 0, usually, and choose Properties. Under the Volumes tab, check Partition Style. If it's MBR, you'll need to convert it to GPT. Convert MBR to GPT disk, if necessary. If your OS drive is MBR, you will need to convert it to GPT to enable secure boot. Windows 10/11 offers a non-destructive tool called MBR2 GPT that can perform this conversion without data loss. This process requires booting into the Windows recovery environment, WinRe, or a bootable Windows installation media. Always back up your data before attempting such a critical disk operation. Clear TPM keys, if applicable and available in BIOS. The Trusted Platform Module, TPM, works in conjunction with Secure Boot for enhanced system integrity. Some BIOS/UEFI firmware allows you to clear the TPM keys. If this option is available under a Security or TPM section, clearing it might help resolve any cryptographic discrepancies, causing the invalid signature detected error. Be aware that clearing TPM can impact BitLocker or other TPM-dependent features. Disable Fast Boot/Fast Startup. Windows Fast Startup and certain motherboard fast boot options can sometimes interfere with the full initialization of UEFI firmware settings. Disable Fast Startup in Windows via Power Options in the Control Panel. Additionally, check your BIOS/UEFI settings for any fast boot or ultra-fast boot options and disable them. A complete boot cycle ensures all hardware and firmware components are correctly initialized. Reinstall Valorant and Vanguard. While less likely to directly cause a signature detected error from the BIOS, a corrupted Valorant or Vanguard installation can lead to VAN9001. As a last resort, consider a clean reinstallation. Completely uninstall both Valorant and Riot Vanguard, restart your PC, and then download and install the game again from the official website. This ensures fresh, uncorrupted anti-cheat files are in place. Check for corrupted system files. Windows system file corruption can occasionally interfere with the proper functioning of secure boot or its verification processes. Run a system file checker, SFC scan to identify and repair any corrupted system files. Open Command Prompt as an administrator and type SFC/scano, then press Enter. Allow the scan to complete and restart your computer if repairs are made. Don't forget to follow Tenabalta for more in-depth technical guides and solutions.